Okay, we're going to go over replacing the drive spool and drive cord. This is the spare part as you would get it from Concept 2. The tools that would be needed are a 9/16 wrench, an 11/32 wrench, or an adjustable, a nail or something that's small and can poke the cord through a hole, the Allen key, which we sent with the machine, a Phillips head screwdriver, and sometimes it's helpful to have needle nose pliers if they're available. So the first thing you would do is take the SkiErg off the wall or off the stand and remove the lower cover piece, like I've done here, and stand it up on its side, like you see here. The first thing I'm going to do is take the 9/16 wrench and remove the axle nut. Now, without taking the flywheel cover off, you need to kind of using the inertia of the flywheel to do little quick moves to get the nut free. After you do that a couple times, then it'll just come off like that. And then I'm going to take this plate off that holds the bearing, loosen it up with the Allen wrench. And when I undo it, you'll see it'll kind of, the flywheel sort of slips inside the cover, but it can't go anywhere because it's contained in the cover. So now I'm going to take that bearing plate off, and you'll see there's a spacer in there. And then I'm going to remove the cover. Now, the flywheel axle will kind of flop to the inside. Just kind of leave it there for now. And what we're going to do is undo this knot on the blue cord. The blue rope is what is attached to the elastic cord that returns. So I'm going to just leave that in place there. And then I'm going to take the 11/32 and the Phillips. I'm going to undo the old drive cord from the traveling pulley. So right now, this is the old drive cord. I've removed it from the traveling pulley. So we'll set this hardware aside. Don't need it anymore. And I'm going to take the new drive cord, and I'm going to make sure that this nut is loose, is hand loose, before I put it in, so I can undo it easily later on. And now I'm going to take the blue cord and stick it through the hole. This is where I use the nail to poke it, help poke it into that hole there. And I've started it. You could probably grab that with your fingers if it was a little farther, but I'm using the needle nose pliers. Now I'm going to tie a knot, just an overhand knot, and then I'm going to make sure it's good and tight. Now I'm going to make sure the replacement drive cord is nice and tight around the drum, and I'm going to take one turn of the blue cord. Okay. Now I'm going to reinsert. Just going to make sure the axle is all the way in. There's another spacer inside there. You make sure that stays on. And I'm going to put that all the way on. I'm going to replace this spacer. And I'm going to kind of reach in here and hold the drum while I put the bearing plate on. And then I'm going to start the nut. I'm just going to get it on hand tight. And then I'm going to put the little screws on. First one's hard because you got to hold the plate and the screw. Once you get that on, now I can use two hands to put the screw on. I'm going to come back and tighten these later. Don't need to get them too tight yet. Okay, now I'm going to tighten this nut kind of the same way I did before. I'm going to do it in little quick, use the inertia of the flywheel to kind of hold the axle. And you can kind of tell when it's seated. Okay, now I'm going to pull out the cord. Actually, it's got it. I can see because this blue cord is loose, I need to wind the drive cord up a little bit more on the. There we go. Now, I'm going to pull out a piece of the drive cord, and you see it's sort of elastic now, so I'm going to take it and wrap it around my hand so it doesn't fall back in. I'm going to take the other part here. If you had another person, they could hold the cord while you were working on this. And I'm going to put this new cord back in, and again, this is the thing, it'd be much easier with two people, but it's okay with one. There we go. Now I can undo it, and I would put this little nut on. There we go. And tighten that up. Now, don't forget to tighten these. If you hadn't tightened them before. So I'm going to flip it over on its back here and just make sure that nothing's rubbing. I'm going to come around and actually activate. And just the first time you pull it out very slowly to be sure that the spool, everything's behaving itself. It takes a couple pulls for everything to line up. If you look inside, you'll see the blue cord, one wrapping up evenly and the other cord unwrapping. Then we can cover it up with the lower pan and reassemble it on the stand or on the wall.